Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another day of Azure Dreams. This is the Passionate Roche tournament. It is going to be so much fun, very efficient, very quick. We're going to see 3 matches today if everything goes according to plan, and that's going to be a fun event. I'm joined tonight with Chai. Thank you so very much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
You guys are so lucky. Chai is a fantastic runner, but also one of the most knowledgeable person in the community regarding Azure Dream. So it's always nice to have his commentary with mine and to know all those little details that sometimes may escape other runners. So thank you very much. We're going to have a great evening tonight.
Okay, I think I switched to the race layout, so it should pop up. Yeah, it's there. So I'm gonna start our runners, and then yeah, let's have fun.
All right, let me explain really quickly how this is going to work. This is going to be a random toolkit event. So the way that works is they will not have their main familiar called CUNY. It will be replaced by a random monster. There's going to be some extra randomization on top of this. The first one will be that monster might be of a random element. So you could get a Batnell, but that Batnell might be wind instead of water. That could be fun. Monster can be evolved. That could be fun too. And they will have, if they do not have a spell by default when you edge them from their egg, they will have their hidden spell awakened if they are from the first Pokemon they get, the first monster they get. The other thing that's really important to note, and that's one of the little details from that category, is that if it is a Dreamin that gets picked as the first familiar here, all the other Dreamins will find in the tower will have that element and their spell awakened, which could be scary in some situations, so I think that's going to be fun. And the other thing that's going to be very different is that Passionate Roche is not Rock Me to the Top. It is a smaller event. Instead of lasting roughly 2 months, that's going to last this weekend, so today and tomorrow. And there's going to be, next weekend, there's going to be the finals. So it is very short. It's going to be extremely intense, but I think that's going to be fun. And we have a noise for our first pet.
Yes, that's the case. Noise is a very interesting monster. It gives us an AoE magic. I'm a big fan of the AoE magic. It can be very powerful if used correctly. And it seems to be a water noise.
Oh yeah, he's got the French version of the spell. It's Le Sleep, which I can appreciate.
What does Le Sleep mean in French? I don't speak French.
Neither do I.
And both of our runners are checking the egg because, of course, noise, even though I do like that AoE spell, the egg itself can be much more exciting. Let's see what it is. It's just a troll.
Oh my god, yeah, that's
the
really
egg
bad.
Has trolled our runner.
Yeah, and because it's from the egg, it won't have its spell awaken, which would have been fantastic. I mean, there would have been a flame sword, so flame sword would have been good. So they're stuck with a very expensive monster. The AoE magic is great, but it costs a ton. And that's going to be a problem. Although
but they have amazing holy sword, yeah.
Right, and Noise's attack stat is actually pretty darn high. It's surprisingly high anyway. It's not a good monster by any stretch of the imagination, but it hurts more than you would expect it to, so that's going to be fun. And yeah, Holy Sword and Mirror Shield, very good start in terms of Co's equipment.
Oh yeah, out of the starting equipment, Holy Sword is probably the best. You can have a little bit more attack power with the Dark Sword, but with the Dark Sword you get a little bit lower accuracy. So I prefer Holy Sword any time of the day.
Yeah, and by the time Holy Sword and Dark Sword become obsolete, there's not much of a difference between that time. At some point, Ko's attack just will never be enough, and no Dark Sword or Holy Sword will fix that. Exactly. So I prefer having that accuracy too at the beginning for sure. Yeah. Just finishing explaining the format quickly, because I kind of started talking about that and then there were the noise. This is going to be very different. This is a best of one. We've always done best of threes, and the finals are going to be a best of three too. But everything here is going to be best of ones. So that's going to change how our runners actually think about the game. You cannot just go, oh, well, if I lose here, it doesn't much matter. I'll play safer later. But for this first seed, I'll just do absolutely crazy commando strats or whatever. This is their only life. If they die, if they get out of the tower, or, well, if they reach 40, obviously. But yeah, if they die, it's their only life. There's not going to be another one. And tonight we're gonna get to see Wugga and Reven one against the other, and then we're gonna see Plushie against Hextree, and after that we're gonna get to see a third match for the winner of both matches. So we see like one side of the bracket. Oh, Reven is already in a.
It looks like Reven actually is gonna go down because I don't think that he has an out of this
I
situation.
don't think that's possible to get out of here. Yeah. So
Even
what?
though like he was the first one to reach the floor 4.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He
There you
banked
go,
on
Reven
it,
goes
dodged
down,
it, he doesn't
floor
get
4.
it. That is crazy. That is very
that
anticlimactic.
kinda
Wow.
sucks. Well, Wugga just needs to get to floor 5 to win this match.
This is crazy. Can you believe we've been here? And we knew that was one of the possibilities for this tournament, and we've actually talked about that a lot. But to expect that from a match from Wuggas versus Reven, the first match of the night, that is crazy. This game is hard. Don't get me wrong. This is not a surprise, but wow, yeah, just a very, very bad situation.
Let's see how Wugga deals with that floor, because the start on the floor is actually not very nice.
That's exactly
the problem with that cyclone is that it is wind and noise is water, so it has
the crit here though.
Elemental triangle against each other. But yeah, Wugga was able to deal with the situation. He was a little bit higher level than Rev, and yeah, that's the recovery ball. That's one of the things that can happen in the randomizer. Normally, when you start the game, you get that like sweet fireball that can take you out of like tough situations fairly easily. But now the ball is randomized, and the recovery ball, even though it's useful, it's not a great attacking item. It's definitely a defensive item, and at the time. Rev definitely needed some attack power. So there is the elevator. Wugga, of course, doesn't know that he just needs to step on it and go up to like win this match. Normally, our runners do scout early floors for possible items, especially when they're starting items. Yes, Holy Sword is awesome, but like Sandy mentioned, quite soon that Holy Sword will be more or less useless. So they do need other items.
Yeah, this is a game that really banks on items being important, as in consumables are extremely strong in this game. If you find any kind of spell ball or even some items like Olim or Holy Scrolls, they can just win you like a combat, or even more than one, because a spell ball can have charges, or fireball, like you said earlier, Chai, can actually kill 4 to 7 enemies in one shot most of the time. It's very, very strong. So you want those items to help you climb, because the weapon is not going to do it for a long time, and that's going to be a problem. But yeah, floor 1 to 5 is kind of easy. I'm not saying you cannot die there. Obviously, Reven did, and that was a really rough start of the floor. But we have a winner already. Wugga, absolutely great. Yeah, simple play, but I mean, that room was not easy by any stretch of the imagination, and he got through it.
Alrighty, so to be honest, I'm not really sure what's the plan here. Do we invite them for like a short interview, or do we try to jump to the next match immediately?
I guess we can, because I don't know that both our runner for the next one are already ready. I think that we're expecting a longer stretch for the game here. But yeah,
let me ping the other runners while you take care of the interviews.
Okay, all right. I will send them interviews.
Yeah.
All right.
So the next match will be against Hex versus Plushie, right?
Yes. All right. Did we let Wugga know that he won?
I did already, yeah.
Marvelous.
So they will... They are surprised, of course. There was
yes,
a question
obviously.
for you, Sandy, preemptively before they even started running. The question was, why? But maybe Reven will ask that himself.
I mean, they asked for a Send Night Seed. They got a Send Night Seed, a floor 4, absolutely crazy starting room, and that was it. That's all she wrote. Hello, Wugga and Reven. Thank you very much for joining us today.
What's up?
Reven, what happened? We were supposed to meet up in the finals.
I don't even want to talk about it, man.
we have to.
There was so many misplays. Like right off the bat, I ate the medicinal herb on floor 1, but I was playing too fast. Yeah. Didn't sort my inventory right. Instead of Hatchet Diego, I ate the herb, which would have saved me. That's another way I could have got out. There was like so many ways that I could have got out of that.
But not having a fireball was a big detriment for that specific room.
Yeah, it was because I actually played a seed just like this about an hour ago, and I did have a blaze ball that
Right.
I didn't even need to use it until like floor 16 or something, and it was ended up being completely different. But that holy sword made me feel really confident, and the mirror shield was like, whatever.
Sure.
And then I got crit for like half my HP out of nowhere as the flame walked up, and I'm like, oh, I put my familiar away because he got smacked for half of his HP.
Yep.
If I would have just done his mixed magic, it probably would have killed the flame outright, and then I could have went from there. There's so many ways I could have got out of that. But like I said, that holy sword, I expected to kill that cyclone before the flame got up to me and deal with it one at a time, and it didn't quite work out that way.
No, yeah. And you talked about being fast, and you were on floor 4 where you died, roughly like a floor and a half before Wugga, who took a little bit more time to explore, and obviously he was a little bit higher level, and well, he got a crit instead of being critted, so I think that helped a ton.
That helps a lot.
Also misses, like 2 misses with the mirror, dodges with the mirror shield. I
Yeah.
just got all the good rolls.
So at that point, he was going to win for sure, and he went at the elevator. That was just a room, the second room after that one, and then he decided to explore because obviously he did floor 4. I mean, you can still go and look for some items, and we were like, "Oh, just go through that elevator, you will win." But obviously, you wouldn't know. So we did a bit of a.
I felt like because I had the noise or the AoE mix and the holy sword that I was pretty good just going quick up to like floor 10 or so, use my AoE to kill a couple griffins or something, and then scale quickly that way. And it worked earlier.
Yeah, we talked about the volatility of these events, and I mean, this is just proof of what this is. We knew that was a possibility. It is really sad that it ended up happening on the first match, and it's sad that it happened to you, Reven. But that's what's to be expected, right?
It is what it is.
Yes.
That is, I was about to say, and kind of complimenting what you said, Sandy. I realized this is the best of 1, so
yes.
I'm just gonna be really chill early on and not make any mistakes. Having said that, I thought my noise was fire. I could have looked it up at any time.
Yep.
On the display, and then at some point, I'm like, oh wait.
Pink is blue.
He only get hit for like 2 from a. Oh, he's water. Oh, right. So that could have ended badly for me as well.
Yep.
Just
I remember Wugga from your practice where you were always saying like, "Oh, I gotta learn to check state display." So I guess that's still on the table.
That's on me.
All right. We haven't heard from one of the runners for the next match, so that might end up being also very quick. That might need to be skipped. We should let them have like a maybe 10-minute from now to see if they can come in. But if it's not in 10 minutes from now, we will be calling it. And that might end up being a very short evening. Again, that's exactly what we were not what we were expecting, but we knew that was a possibility. But let's see if we can have them. That'd be great.
Then we would go directly to the Wugga versus Hex if Plushy doesn't show up, right?
Yes, exactly. All right, so let's give them a little bit of a 10-minute. Can we put music back on, maybe? Or maybe we want to talk more. That's fine, too. But just giving them a little bit of a 10-minute to come in so that it's fair for everyone. How did you guys practice? How did you guys, envision that event? Like, that's obviously very different because best of 1 versus best of 3. What was your thought process coming in?
Exactly that. I'm gonna play safe early on.
Yeah, that was.
It takes me.
That's kind of how I went with it.
Yeah, just really maximize survivability early on, I suppose.
Right. And what percentage of importance would you give to speed then? Because obviously not that much. It's slower than a best of 3. You cannot just give it all, and then if you lose, start playing safer. So, but still, how much importance would you give to speed?
I mean, it's still definitely an important factor, especially considering that it is the best of one. You can play safe as you want, but if you still only make it to floor 20 in the allotted time,
Yes.
it's still only gonna get you so far. So speed is definitely a factor, and I think it kind of depends on what you're given. Like with the seed that I was playing earlier with, I ended up making my noise fire and trying to, turn things around like 420 at that point. And honestly, I felt like it made me a lot slower because I couldn't freely run through corridors before like I could before. I had to make sure I had that buffer distance because it doesn't always work.
Mount.
So I think it did
Mount
make me
burn.
slower, but it definitely made me safer too. So it's a trade-off. You have to to give and take of the game. Sometimes if I can get away with not using it, I have a blinder ball or something. Maybe I'll be a little more frugal with how dangerously I want to play.
All right. We have a question in chat. Sorry, we'll get back to you. That ask what are the race goals. So it is a 1 hour time limit. In that hour, both runners needs to climb as high as they can. The number of floor they can climb in the run is the most important aspect. But in case they would die or reach both the same floor, the tiebreaker would be decided by who got there faster. So speed is also very important here. But as our runners seems to be saying, survivability, especially in that kind of event, a best of one, is going to be a little bit more important than speed is actually in a normal best of 3 setups that we've done in the past. So Wugga, if you can, if you want to comment on that too.
I didn't change anything for this specifically. I always play tournaments pretty much the same way, where I have, I don't know, kind of built-in benchmark for how fast I should be reaching a certain floor type. But of course, sometimes the game throws RNG your way, and you're not having fun anymore, and then it goes really slow. But this one didn't give me enough time to think that. I was playing the way I usually do early floors, especially with a setup like this, Holy Sword, etc.
Yeah, Holy Sword is definitely like God-given for the first 2 floors. We're talking about that, like maybe Holy versus Dark, and like me and Chai prefer Holy because of the accuracy.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, then we all agree on that one. Not that Dark is a bad weapon, and like we said, like Holy and Dark will become obsolete probably around about the same time anyway, even if Dark is stronger. So at that point, like, what does it even matter which sword you had? And Dark Sword, if you get it on the first 5 item, won't be cursed, which is the only way you can find it uncursed. But that's like the exception, right? And even if it is uncursed, it is still less accurate than Holy Sword.
Yeah, it's still a great weapon early on.
Oh yeah, I'll still absolutely take
it.
it. Yeah, I'll take it 100%. But if you offer me a Holy or Dark, I'm gonna take a Holy 100% of the time.
Absolutely. So, did finding a recovery ball changed how you? Because I saw you Wugga use it actually, which was something we don't see often. But I mean, I agree with the play.
Again, just okay. I found a blaze ball a little later, but until then, I was still relying on Holy Sword for early floors, and then Noise was going to be my get out of jail free card for rooms. I had a Wind Seed, so I could switch elements back and forth. I had a Troll, I could switch it back to Fire for Mount Burn. Like there were so many things I thought up ahead. Never got to use them, unfortunately.
No, yeah, that didn't come to play.
My bad.
So I've got one question with a little bit of a foresight here, because I did check the seed. And floor 14, you find the egg. What do you guys do?
Hatch.
Hatch. You get a Griffin. And what do you do?
Oh, that's a difficult question.
Well, at that point, he becomes fusion fodder, probably.
Oh wait, I've actually
either for more element change, probably not for an element change, but I don't know,
you wouldn't use it as a sword? Sword magic?
At that point, I'm probably not gonna have a wand because I had a Holy Sword. So,
Right.
and I wasn't expecting to use it, so I'm probably not going to have one, so I'm probably not going to be fighting things, so he's just going to be a meat shield for me, probably.
Yeah, I see that there was a Scarlet Wand on floor 2, and I presume none of you picked it up. Okay,
No,
so a little bit.
I actually did pick it up.
Okay.
I just tossed an enemy a while
Oh.
ago.
Right.
So I would have absolutely used the Griffin infused noise into that.
Yeah,
With an
and
AoE spell on top
and
of
then
it.
be free from pickets. That's probably the best thing ever.
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
Yes.
so the second question with the foresight. Floor 19, you get another egg. What do you do?
I had that
Yeah.
one too.
I already hatched the first one for a Griffin. I probably wouldn't go for it unless I had root glasses.
No, I'm playing against Wugga. I'm hatching the egg.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are.
And it's an arachnid.
It's not a question. Oh well, at that point, I, mean,
It's not
I might
bad at all.
choose that in just. For the-
What's more, you find a Hazak herb on the same floor.
Oh boy.
In the room
Oh.
with the egg, so I presume you find.
Yeah.
Although,
That's
depending on
pretty
how
good.
you go, because I can see that from your starting position, one room next to it there is exit, and
yeah.
north of that room there is egg with herbs. So there is a chance that you wouldn't like find it, but that was like quite exciting thing.
Why, Sam?
You,
Floor
hey,
24.
you
Lost
guys
egg.
asked for a Sand Knight seed. You got it.
But yeah, I was hoping that you guys like gonna play with the noise, because Wugga mentioned it, that like I think Reven also, that like there was a possibility of changing it to fire and start using it as a mount burn. I don't know. I think that like the community consensus was that we don't really know how the mount burn works in terms of like turning the monsters around. But I think I recently finally figured it out, and it's not even like with checking the code or anything. It was just like something that hit me with the visuals, because when mount burn like goes, it creates a mountain with the peak at the center of the 7x7 square, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it creates slopes from each side, and basically it turns around monster based on the slope. It's that simple.
Oh really?
Yes,
Is-
that's
what?
simple.
Wait,
and
wait,
of course,
wait. I have a troll for my noise. Let me try that right now.
yeah. And then of course there is a question of like how monsters act after they're turned in that direction. But
Right.
that's like, you know, your typical probably go left.
Yeah.
So
I thought it would
yeah.
be like when they enter a room where they choose an exit and then go there. So I figured that Mount Burn would just forces them to reset the direction, but it was random, so they could go towards you or away from you, but that was like a 50-50 or some factor we do not know. But I assume it could be different.
Based on observation. No. Hold on. I just basically turned the volcano around doing that so that it
Yeah,
follows
there
the
you go.
other one.
We're
Okay,
seeing it right
yeah.
now. Yeah, it is. Crazy.
It seems to work. Okay, that changes things a lot.
Oh, then that's a good spell.
It's so much better than it was. I already liked the spell before.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
and now
usually it was a little bit random to turn that around. Yeah, but
never
you can
realized
like set the right direction in which you want to put your mount burn. You just got to remember that from that direction, it's 3 tiles in front of Ko is the
Right.
center, and then from that it's 3x3
Very
right?
interesting.
or
We
7x7.
We are at end 27 minutes, so we will call match number 2, sadly. Congratulations, Hextree. You are the winner. If you would like to set up your stream, we have Mikan that can change it for Hextree stream, and then we will start Wuggas versus Hextree as soon as we are ready.
So we're gonna switch now the setup.
Yeah, so there will be the setup will be changed to get Reven out and Hextree's Hin, and then we can
Okay.
start match number 3.
Okay, so we will get like new links and everything.
I don't think so, but
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah,
Let's wait. But basically, we'll see.
sorry, chat. We
Wugga in the
seem to
second
be
match.
yeah. We seem to be like it is our first time trying that setup as a format, and that might need a little bit of working to get used to it. And obviously, we weren't expecting to get a very short match than a no-show, but that is very fine. That life happens is more important sometimes in a tournament, and we will have our third match.
Yep. thank you guys for the match. And I really am sorry for you, Reven. I was hoping that we will like meet in the finals and finally settle our rivalry, but I guess I will have to settle for Wugga.
Yeah, avenge me.
I will.
Because you are playing tomorrow, Chai, and that's relevant too. We talked about like playstyle, or actually like adjustment from Rock Me to the Top to Passionate Rush. What did you make any kind of changes to your playstyle based on that changes alone?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually haven't practiced for this tournament really.
Really?
I have played yesterday 3 games with Septic in his
Yeah,
stream.
I've heard about that.
And like first game, I was absolutely very slow. Septic beat me easily. But we did like get to the top of the tower. I don't remember what it was like. Fairly like let's say mid difficulty seed. In the second seed, I was able to like beat Septic by let's say 30 seconds or something like this.
Wow.
And in the third seed was absolutely like easy difficulty mode. We had some a rush with like plenty of balls and everything, and I was able surprisingly to beat Septic as well there. But that was but I don't think that like anything changed apart from like me being just slower.
Okay. So small adaptations, but not too much of a game change. I mean, it is still the same goal, so I guess that makes sense, right?
I'm gonna say it in the public because like somehow like I love inverted camera controls. I don't know, like to me normal like camera controls are not natural. I always switch them to inverted. And when I started playing Azure Dreams after not playing for so long time, I somehow thought that like Azure Dream has inverted camera controls. Nope, it doesn't. So it took me a while to switch back to this like weird mode of camera controls.
It is. Yeah, it's crazy.
We're gonna take off here while I'm waiting for Hex to tune in. Sorry for your early loss, Reven. That was a bummer. I was really hoping for you to last long.
It sounded like it could have been a really fun seed.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe I'll
sorry about that
later
too.
Anyway.
Thank you very much, both of you. Wugga will talk to you later after the third match. But Reven, congratulations again on participating.
Yeah,
but thanks for being here, seriously.
Yeah, no problem, man. Good luck, Wugga. Good luck, Hex. Good luck, Chai.
I'm not sure what he's implying here, but yeah.
What about Flair? You should like wish him good luck as well, right?
What's that?
He will need it. Ha ha ha.
All right, while you fantasize about that, I'm gonna.
All right, talk to you later.
See you again.
Marvelous.